Come on. Okay, I got it. Ready? On a warm Southern California day on the outskirts of Hollywood, we welcome you to the Hardwood Report, thousands of miles away from Madison Square Garden. One thing is certain, New York Knicks fans have traveled well, and tonight from the Left Coast Knicks watch party, the anticipation is impossible. The jerseys are out, the chants are ready, and for a fan base that has waited more than half a century for this moment, the possibility of history hangs in the air. The New York Knicks enter Game 5 of the NBA Finals with a commanding 3-1 lead over the San Antonio Spurs. One more victory and a championship drought that dates back to 1973 finally comes to an end. Of course, if these finals have taught us anything, it's that nothing comes easy. 2 nights ago, the Knicks offered one of the most remarkable comebacks in NBA Finals history. Trailing by 29 points, seemingly buried in Game 4, they somehow found a way. Jalen Brunson scored 36 points. The Knicks erased the deficit, and New York escaped with a stunning 107-106 victory. Ryder Bullock here. The excitement is, well, I got a Jeremy Lin t-shirt on. Shout out to that. If that tells you how much energy is going on behind me, it's just the beginning. We're here. Flip it around. Show them
the one and only.
The myth, the legend, Benjamin Zion. Benjamin, I've been here since noon. This place has been popping. People have told me they camped out last night because they wanted to be a part of this. What do you make of this?
You know, it's fandemonium right now. Let me just spin around for you, ladies and gentlemen. Shouts out to all the New York Knicks fans. You live right now, New York Knicks fans. We love the energy here. You know, people have come up and talked to us early when the game has started, before the game has started, talking to us about what the game will be like when it started. These New York Knicks fans are ready to see a win in this series. They're ready to go home with the trophy. They're ready to walk down this street on Sunset Boulevard with New York Knicks flags in their hands. So shouts out to everyone, especially Peter, for letting us do this. Shouts out to Peter for 33 tabs. What a gentleman for letting us be here, hooking us up, And shouts out to all the fans for being here early. We'll be doing some interviews throughout the game, so if you're watching this, feel free to catch an interview. If you're not here yet, take the Metro, take an Uber. You're not going to find any parking, but otherwise we appreciate all the fans, and it's back to you, Ryder.
Okay. Well, the pressure has moved squarely onto San Antonio, no doubt about that. The Spurs return home to the Frostbank Center, where they've been one of the league's best teams all season. Nobody is doubting that. And Jerry Seinfeld once said, you're good at taking things, but you're not good at keeping things. The meme that is on the lead, no doubt, is that the Spurs are great at taking the lead.
Right.
They're just not good at keeping the lead. Taking the lead, they're not good at keeping the lead. And that is really, Benjamin, the only important thing about the lead is you got to keep it. So, bear with me. I've got my notes here, but
no worries.
They are posting a remarkable 32-8 record on their home floor, and they still possess the game's most unique superstar, in Victor Wembanyama. So he has been sensational throughout these playoffs, averaging 25 points a game this season and carrying the hopes of a franchise looking to prevent its championship dream from slipping away tonight. For New York, it's a chance to finish what has become an unforgettable season run. The Knicks have won 9 of their last 10. They arrive healthy, confident, and perhaps most importantly, they carry the belief of a city that has waited generations to celebrate. From Willis Reed to Walt Frazier, from Patrick Ewing to the heartbreak of the 90s, it is electric. I've seen all kinds of jerseys here tonight. I saw a Jeremy Lin jersey, Brunson, of course, Karl Anthony Towns. We've seen some Syracuse jerseys.
Syracuse Anthony jersey.
Yeah.
And even French New York Knicks fans. That's crazy, but we love that.
Throughout the decades of rebuilding, frustration, and full starts, Knicks fans have remained loyal. Now they're 48 minutes away from seeing a dream that becomes reality. So, Benjamin, will tonight be the coronation that these fans have heard their whole life about.
It has to be, otherwise there's some bad juju, and we'll have to go out and, do some prayer, get that Shaolin mentality, whatever it takes, because, everyone here, this New York Knicks fan base is ready for this win. They're ready to celebrate, and like I said, go march down Sunset Strip and shut it down. So, I'd like to see that tonight, especially because I can't do a Game 7. In Steinfeld, you shouldn't be doing the Game 7 either, not judging, but, hey, it's better to have it now than later, in my opinion. Let's not drag it out, because if there's a Game 7, God forbid, for these New York Knicks fans in San Antonio, I'm not saying that the Knicks can't
Nobody
win,
wants to go back to the Garden.
But no one wants to go back.
Nobody wants. Let's just end it tonight.
It's gonna be a bitter pill to go back a Game 7 in San Antonio. So let's go win it tonight. Let's go show what's up. Even the French fans that grew up in Wemby's neighborhood said that, hey, it's the Knicks game tonight. And I'm talking about the French fans that I met tonight. Shouts out to you guys. Hope we'll see you in the Rider Feed chat. Feel free to hit us up. Put in the French comments too. I don't care. We'll translate some of them if we need to.
San Antonio, I'm going to be quiet on how loud I talk about San Antonio.
Yeah, we'll be quiet about that.
They want to extend this series and send this finals back to Madison Square Garden on Tuesday night. We'll find out together. We'll find out together. But how do the Spurs extend it?
Well, the Spurs are going to need help tonight, because from what we're hearing right now, Luke Cornett is dealing with an illness. He's a game-time decision. We don't know the severity of the illness yet, unless ESPN's going to give us a DM about it at some point.
I have nothing.
Hopefully we get something from Shams.
Shams is silent right now.
Yeah, Shams, if you can, it would be great. But, without Luke Cornett, that's heavy minutes for Johnson defending Karl Anthony Towns, and they got to lock him down. It's got to be a committee defense, with Johnson. You're going to have to see, even, some of the other guys stand up and play more minutes, like maybe a Champagny, because if you don't have Luke Cornett, it's going to be Champagny is like your next big guy after Victor Wembanyama, and then you'll have to see maybe some Barnes, playing, as I say it respectfully. He kind of has the old man ball, the physical old man ball, so without that, it's going to be more difficult for the Spurs team to win. But again, they're at home. We just know the New York Knicks fans travel.
Yeah.
And when those New York Knicks players saw those Knicks fans at the game, the previous games in San Antonio, you could see that their energy was just boosted. So I don't think the New York Knicks are really treating this as an away game. No. They're treating it as a home game where the New York Knicks fans can be louder than the Spurs fans in that venue. We'll just see, how many of them there are. I bet you it's going to be a lot. We're going to see a lot of blue and orange drizzled around that arena.
You and I, we did Game 4 together. It was 82-51 in the third quarter. We were looking for the remote. We watched the Knicks come back from 22 against Cleveland. It wiped them out. They literally had nothing left. How does San Antonio respond? And do you think the Knicks are emotionally riding a wave right now? Or is there danger of a letdown tonight? It's kind of a three-part question.
Yeah. Well, I don't think the Knicks are going to let off the gas. And again, the reason why they were down in that game is because the early foul trouble. You can't have Bridges, Karl Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson, and even Anunoby get into early foul trouble, or it messes up the offense completely to start the game. So as long as they can avoid early foul trouble, they can avoid turnovers, and they can keep that shooting red hot, the New York Knicks are going to win this game. And that's my genuine belief. I'm not just saying that because I'm surrounded by Knicks fans that might have a problem if I believe otherwise. But I really believe that. So, ladies and gentlemen, look forward to this New York Knicks team to be playing tough defense as always. But at the same time, they're not going to go overboard, I don't think. And if they do go overboard, being handsy, whatever the case, they got to avoid that. I would also hope that, the New York Knicks are very careful with possibly a flagrant, because if they get a flagrant, it might do what it did to the, on the opposite way. When Victor Wembanyama got that flagrant in the third, it deflated his whole team.
Yeah.
I don't want to see the Knicks getting deflated by a flagrant, so keep an eye on that as well.
Okay, if you're the Spurs, how do you recover from a loss like that? Is it recoverable? Can you just flush it out?
It is recoverable if they play defense and they don't have scoring problems in the fourth. That's part of the reason why the Spurs lost the other game as well. They did not score. They struggled. They scored, 30 points?
Yeah.
30 points.
You got to call a timeout.
Call a timeout,
What are you looking adjustment-wise from the coaching, Mitch Johnson? What does he have to do differently to avoid
He's got to let his guys know how to make those early shots, not to interrupt you, but that's the bottom line. You know, if the Spurs want to have a chance, they got to look to make those easy shots, and if they got to have a timeout to draw it out, that's the only way the Spurs have a chance. Otherwise, these New York Knicks players, they know how to score. Jalen Brunson can create his own offense. Mikal Bridges can create his own offense. So can Anunoby, and obviously so can Karl Anthony Towns. So, you know, they're not going to have problems there. They've been in these situations. Whereas the San Antonio Spurs, they're young, and they're showing how young they are when in the fourth, they're struggling to score.
Jalen Brunson, you look around, you see a lot of his jerseys, and rightfully so. He's been the face of this championship run. Where would a Finals MVP place him among the greatest Knicks?
Oh, he's going to be in the top 5 for sure in my book. You know, I know Carmelo Anthony, not Karl Anthony Towns. Carmelo Anthony might say, you know, maybe he's a 6. He's not a 5 or whatever. He might be thinking that way.
Ask this crowd.
The crowd is going to say Jalen Brunson's number 1. I mean, who's in the crowd that wants to pitch in?
Yeah.
You're just going to be live on YouTube. You'll be the one saying Jalen Brunson's number 1. You got some smiles. You know, we love those smiles. So I think people think that Jalen Brunson is the number 1 here, and Karl Anthony Towns, you know, is coming up as maybe a 6th man, possibly. It could go to Landry Shamet as well, but also it could go to Bridges, or it could go to Anunoby, especially Anunoby after that tip-in, after those 2 30-point games in a row. So you're not going to see Jordan Clarkson as a 6th man, I don't think. I would have thought he would be the 6th man.
You can make the argument. We'll get to Finals MVP later if need be.
Yeah.
But right now, betting favorites probably Jalen Brunson. But after the block and the tip, you could make the argument for OG Anunoby.
Absolutely.
Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, OG Anunoby is getting 6th man at this point in my books. Unless for some reason he has a bad game, and then, you know, he's outshined maybe by a Bridges or a Karl Anthony Towns, or we see Landry Shamet shooting the lights out. That could possibly change due to a fourth quarter performance. But otherwise, you know, I think that I'll say this. Carmelo Anthony might be number 2 for Knicks greatest since the 2000s if Jalen Brunson takes this team all the way.
There is a 7'4" man who would love to rain on this parade. His name is Victor Wembanyama, and he's been outstanding throughout the postseason. What does he need to do differently tonight to force a Game 6?
He's got to be very careful not to lose the ball down low. That's one thing that I thought was a little bit of a letdown. You know, you're 7'4", you're getting blocked, you're losing the ball down low. You got to try to do your Shaquille O'Neal impression and dunk all over people if you're Wemby. Otherwise, we know he's going to get good shots when it comes to, you know, jump shots at the elbow, the three-point shot. That's what he's going to look to do. And then when he can't score, especially if he's down low, he'll pass it out as well. And that's where you have to have the other personnel making those shots. If they don't make those shots, the pressure really falls to Wemby to assert himself inside for those easy gimmies.
Well, I went back and I watched our post-game show from Game 4. We did not do Game 4 justice because we were in shock.
Yeah.
So I just want to rewind for a minute here.
Let's do it.
And for nearly 2.5 quarters, Game 4 looked less like an NBA Finals Classic and more like a coronation for San Antonio. The Spurs came into Madison Square Garden facing a must-win situation and played with the urgency of a team determined to send the series back to Texas, tied at 2 games apiece. Victor Wembanyama, he controlled the paint. De'Aaron Fox pushed the pace. Dylan Harper provided timely scoring. The ball moved crisply. The shots fell early, and before the stunned Garden crowd could even settle into their seats, San Antonio had built yet another double-digit lead in the first quarter. Then it kept growing, 41 points in the opening quarter, a 27 halftime advantage, a 29 lead midway through the third. So I'm going to stop right there. What was going through your mind? We were sitting there 9 minutes to play in the third. You've had some time to process it.
Yeah.
What's
I mean, at first I was much more, as Ryder gets his drink, I was focused on playing with the cat. I was kind of done with the game, and I was saying, you know, New York Knicks fans, I'm sorry, but this is a Spurs win, and then they're going to go home and win it all in San Antonio because The New York Knicks just didn't want to play together. They didn't want to do anything right. They were just failing. That's how I really felt, to be honest with you. And then the New York Knicks said, shut up, Benji. You're wrong. Just like how you were wrong when you said, oh, there's going to be no overtime against the Cavaliers. I was stupid wrong. So that's why I got my New York Knicks orange on, because I'm not going to be wrong again. I'm done with that. I'm going to go for the New York Knicks in this game because they just showed it doesn't matter if they're down by 29. They didn't need Paul Pierce to come in there and explain to them how he beat the Lakers in the finals when he was down 24. They knew how to click it into gear, this New York Knicks team, and that's exactly what they did. They're going to keep that energy, I think, tonight. I mean, at least I would like to believe so. And we're going to go see a resilient New York Knicks team come into technically a hostile arena and show them, the Spurs fans, how to do a New York Knicks party, down the Spurs Main Street.
Well, they were down by 29, and the Garden was quiet. And for the first time in weeks, New York appeared to be vulnerable. But championship teams reveal themselves in moments like these. The Knicks never panicked. Jalen Brunson began attacking every possession as if the game depended on it, because it did. Karl Anthony Towns battled for every rebound. Mr. Scrappy Josh Hart dove for those loose balls. Mitchell Robinson brought energy on the defensive end. And how about OG Anunoby? We will talk about the tip for years to come, but I pray that nobody forgets that block.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll say this because I originally said that, maybe Karl Anthony Towns could get a six-man-ish, award. I think that Karl Anthony Towns will actually get a defensive award for what he's been able to do on Wemby, but then it will be OG Anunoby that will get the sixth man, unless for some reason Landry Shamet just balls out and, OG just, has less points than him. But man, the New York Knicks would not be here without OG Anunoby, so we can't stress that enough. OG Anunoby is Mr. Game 3 and Mr. Game 4 especially.
Yeah. The lead started shrinking. 29 became 20. 20 became 10. And suddenly Madison Square Garden remembered why it had shown up. The building transformed from anxious to electric. Every stop felt bigger than the last. Every basket shook the arena. The Spurs, who looked unstoppable in the first half, suddenly couldn't buy a shot after making 11 of their first 16 three-pointers. San Antonio went cold, and New York smelled opportunity. By the fourth quarter, the impossible became unbelievable. Brunson delivered one clutch shot after another on his way to 36 points. Anunoby matched him with 33. Think about that for a moment. The Garden crowd rose to its feet and never sat down again. Then came the final minute. Stephon Castle's free throws. Missed them.
That's tough. That's
30
tough,
seconds remained. One possession, one chance. The ball found Brunson. He launched from deep. The shot hit the front of the rim for a second time stop. And then OG Anunoby soared higher than anyone had ever seen. One hand extended toward history. The tip was good. Madison Square Garden erupted, and the Knicks had done it. 29 points, down 27 at halftime, facing what seemed like a certain defeat. Instead, they completed the largest comeback in NBA Finals history and took a commanding 3-1 series lead over the Spurs with a stunning 107-106 victory. After the game, Mike Brown quoted potentially the most iconic shot in New York basketball history. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely the most iconic shot, I would say, at least in this generation. We've seen some great plays over the years. We've seen LeBron, we've seen Kobe. We can go to the 90s ball as well, But at the end of the day, this is a team, this New York Knicks team, that a lot of people didn't think would be in the NBA Finals. So that's why I think it really is one of the shots of the decade, just because who penciled in, other than New York Knicks fans, for the New York Knicks to go to the NBA Finals? Nobody. When we're looking at the East Coast, I thought, okay, the Celtics have a chance, maybe the 76ers have a chance, Miami Heat is a nice dark horse, but the New York Knicks just showed everyone that they are the most resilient team in the league, at least in my opinion, and that's why they're going to go down in history. Resiliency and the fact that other than just never giving up, they're not going to let the critics say, oh, too small, like, Jalen Brunson, he's a small guy. Josh Hart, he's not that big, oh, you don't have any talent off the bench. All proven wrong. All proven wrong, Ryder.
You can flip it, right? We can flip?
Yeah, let's flip it.
Let's flip. Let's go this way. We just want to, let's get some, let's show this line here. These, like I said, these people, I've been here since noon.
Yep.
It was like this. I heard on social.
That's the line going
I
around.
heard on social, some of these guys camped out. I don't know if that's accurate or not.
You got audio on your phone too?
What? Yeah.
Cool. I just want to know how far away I can be.
So we've got, this is the line.
Yeah. We're wrapping around.
Yeah, let's, I haven't seen it. I don't think Spurs fans exist. Like,
No.
not here.
Spurs fans definitely
This
do
is
not exist here. This is
definitely
Knicks
blue, right?
territory, ladies and gentlemen.
Not here.
And then you pray for me. Look at that. Get a little scorpion. That's a sick shirt, bro. So yeah, these are all the New York Knicks fans out here. You know,
How
they're
you
trying to
guys
get on the
been in
TV.
line? 30 minutes. Okay.
30 minutes? Okay. So y'all just now got here. We've seen people waiting, you know, for a little bit more than a couple hours because of the Brazil game. So
We got stickers.
Yeah.
Give them stickers. You
Yeah.
guys want stickers?
check it out. So we
Well,
are.
Write a report basketball show on YouTube. Doing,
For you?
doing game 5 here tonight.
Oh, oops. No, you're okay.
So you guys, where are you guys from?
Thank you. I'm originally from Long Island.
Okay, Long Island and
Long Island.
Houston. Okay, but you live
Houston.
here.
Okay.
That's fair.
That's not Houston orange.
Thank you. You like this? You like this? Okay. We'll talk about this guy in a minute.
Yep.
How about this team? Why can this team do it?
They've got all the momentum right now. I mean, they need to close it out tonight because otherwise the doubt starts to creep in. But, you know, they're the more experienced team. They've clearly shown that in this final.
Closing it out with momentum.
We gotta go this way. Take care, guys. Long Island. Love it. Jerry Seinfeld's from Long Island. Yeah, there you go.
Yep. Represent. We still get good audio when I'm standing back,
Yeah, I
right?
think so.
Cool.
I think we're good. If you need, try and get in close so we can walk. But,
Yeah.
we got
I'm just trying to get the full frame.
Get that Meta World Peace jersey right there. Let's
Meta
get that
World
right.
Peace, Ron Artest. Woo! Yeah, we got the boy from San Diego. What's up, man? Christian. Hey, shouts out Christian. What's up, G?
Okay,
Good to
they've
see you,
been in
man.
for an hour.
An hour. Damn.
It's like 4:30.
Yeah.
It's fine. Maybe like an hour, 30 minutes.
Gotta keep them electrolytes.
Yeah.
Dumb
And them
question.
electrolytes.
Yeah. Good looking.
Dumb question, but I'm gonna ask you. Who are you rooting for?
No, man.
Son,
It's a toss-up. Son, you see the shoes?
Yeah.
Where's that Tim?
He's
Tim.
been to the wars.
This construction man right here. Yeah.
Why can this team do it?
Why can this team do it? Bro, it's their year. It's long overdue, bro. It's destiny.
I was talking, we were talking, and I don't like to use the word fate, but this seems about as closest as we can get to it, right?
Use the word faith
Okay,
instead.
fate.
Have
Faith.
faith.
Yes, we
I
Yeah.
was here game one, and there were
Also-
so many people tripping.
Yeah.
There were so many people tripping that they were just gonna lose it. They were down a little bit. They were down like 14. They were gonna lose it.
29 compared to 14.
Exactly.
I know, yeah.
Exactly. Have faith. Remember,
faith.
God loves the Knicks.
There we go.
Hey, God loves the Knicks.
Cope Leo,
Baruch
right?
Hashem. We love that.
You gotta
That's
have
great.
to keep the faith. You play 48 minutes. You don't play 4 minutes. You don't play in little increments.
Yeah.
You gotta play the whole thing.
It's a whole game. It's a game of runs.
Stick around.
Yeah.
I
Appreciate
like-
you guys.
That's a nice jersey.
Jersey hunting. Hey. Oh, with the gold trim. Okay. And this is a Hardwoods classic. So this is a real deal.
It is indeed.
Where are you from?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to be on camera.
Okay,
You don't. No worries.
Guys, take care. Like to come out with Anthony? Back this way. Yes. Let's keep walking. Yes, let's go back. Let's go back. Just, it's fine.
We can ask people too if they want to be blurred as well.
Yeah. Let's go back. That's a great shot right here. This vibe is
Yeah.
energy, electric.
This is great. And I'm only standing back just to get full frame.
That's fine. So Benji, looking at my notes here. So it feels like history, right? I mean,
It
the
does.
Knicks are now one win away from ending a 53-year championship drought. And if they finish the job, Game 4 probably won't just be remembered as a comeback. It will be remembered as the night New York refused to let dreams die. So where does the comeback rank among the greatest games? maybe Knicks history, but for you in a general sense, basketball history?
I think it's up there with some of the greatest comebacks ever. I mean, some people, again, will go look at that Celtics-Lakers game, which killed me as a Lakers fan, broke my little heart. But at the end of the day, we're looking at a team that wasn't supposed to be equipped. The New York Knicks team was not supposed to be equipped to do any of this, Ryder. And, we just look at their resiliency as a team that was said that they're not to be equipped to do anything. Because the Spurs are just so deep. They got all this shooting talent, and the Knicks only have a handful of guys that allegedly can shoot. Again, all those naysayers got proved wrong. The Knicks showed that they can, when they want to turn on that switch, they just dominate. And that's exactly what they've been proving. So we're looking forward to see it again. And, what I hope, ladies and gentlemen, again, is that the refs are not going to call ticky-tack fouls because that can change the momentum of the whole game in a very bad way if ticky-tack calls are being called, and then players lose their flow. We can't see that. I don't want to see it. I don't think the NBA wants to see it as well.
Right. Let's talk about OG Anunoby for a minute. He had 33 points, the game-winning tip-in, the block. Did this game elevate him into New York sports legend? Where does he rank among, Eli Manning and Derek Jeter and others?
I think he's up there, and I think he's above Eli Manning, by the way, just because Eli Manning didn't have the winniest seasons, even though he's a great quarterback. But, I would say he's probably amongst royalty just because of the fact that, he put in all this effort to bring his team into this, place where they're in the NBA Finals. And they're really a team that you look at it on paper and it's a good starting lineup, but I don't know if anybody thought it was championship caliber. And it was really Jalen Brunson that helped make this team championship caliber, along with Karl Anthony Towns and the rest of the supporting cast.
Okay. Stephon Castle, he misses 2 game-winning free throws. I don't want to put the blame on him because a lot went wrong, obviously.
Yeah.
But if this ends tonight, what's his mental meter going to look like?
Man, if it ends tonight, we're talking about Stephon Castle.
Yeah.
If they win or they lose?
If the Knicks close it out tonight, it's done.
Stephon Castle will be heartbroken, as will the whole entire Spurs team. And you would wonder if they'll run it back. I think they're close with each other. I don't think these guys are just, we're business coming to the office. We don't really have a relationship. I think they do have a relationship with each other. So a lot of these guys could run it back and we could see the same Spurs team again. And that same Spurs team could go all the way. So I think that's what Spurs fans would like to see too. I don't think they would like to see, some of these guys leave, whether it's Stephon Castle or any of the other supporting cast that's been getting minutes in this series.
Okay. More on this game in a moment, but first here's what's trending in the NBA. The biggest story tonight comes out of Houston, where Cleveland Cavaliers guard James Harden was arrested earlier this morning and charged with misdemeanor unlawful carrying of a weapon after authorities reportedly found a handgun in plain view inside a vehicle registered to him. The Cavaliers say they are gathering additional information and remain in contact with Harden and his representative. The development arrives at a significant moment for the 36-year-old star, who faces a major contract decision later this month and had been expected to remain in Cleveland following the Cavaliers' run to the Eastern Conference Finals. Meanwhile, the NBA Finals continue to generate headlines both on and off the court after concerns suffered that New York fans traveling to San Antonio could have their Game 5 tickets revoked because of regional purchasing restrictions. Both Ticketmaster and the Spurs organization clarified that any fan owning a valid ticket will be allowed into the Frost Bank Center tonight. The controversy even drew reactions from New York political leaders, highlighting just how massive this finals matchup has become. And speaking of Game 5, the spotlight remains firmly on the Aaron Fox and the San Antonio Spurs after the stunning collapse in Game 4 when the Spurs squandered a 29-point lead in what became the largest comeback in NBA final history. Head coach Mitch Johnson made it clear he still has complete confidence in his point guard as they're screaming Knicks and Puff. Fox has faced heavily criticism following the late game sequence that helped open the door for New York's comeback. But both coach and player insist their focus remains entirely on the next 48 minutes. The Spurs are also, bear with me, my voice is terrible right now. The Spurs are also drawing inspiration from history. Victor Wembanyama says the belief inside San Antonio's locker room has not wavered despite trailing the series 3-1. The franchise is attempting to become just the second team ever to overcome a 3-1 deficit in the NBA Finals, joining the legendary 2016 Cavaliers. So, Benji, all eyes turn on San Antonio tonight. The Knicks stand alone, 1-1 away from winning a championship drought that dates back to 1973. The Spurs are fighting for survival. History, pressure, and a championship trophy are all on the line. What do you make of De'Aaron Fox? Are you criticizing him, or you just kind of put that away and we got Spider-Man right there?
Yeah.
What's your vibe right now with De'Aaron Fox?
I think we got to put it away, ladies and gentlemen, all criticism, because De'Aaron Fox has been playing a great game as a traditional point guard. I know some people will say that fourth quarter Fox needs to come back, but I don't think that's the way the Spurs are playing. They do play by committee when they need to pass it outside of the hands of Wembanyama and Castle. So, when it does get into, the hands of whether it's a Fox, a Vassell, Champagny, they need to figure out what to do with it, and they need to make that basket. When Fox doesn't make that basket, it's terribly unlucky, but he can also pass it out and get it to some of the other guys. So you would hope that, fourth quarter Fox can show up if need be, but he hasn't played that role, and I don't know how easy it is to flip that switch and become fourth quarter Fox immediately if that's what they need. So otherwise, I do like him as a traditional point guard, but we know that if he wants to play outside of that role and be fourth quarter Fox, I believe that he could get back to that person, but it's not so easy in one game to be that guy again, at least I would think.
Well, 48 hours ago, we witnessed something that may be talked about for generations. Where were you when the Knicks came back from 29? They were down 27 at halftime, somehow produced the largest comeback in NBA Finals. Now they stand 1-1 away from winning a championship drought that stretches back all the way to 1973. The Spurs, they're stunned, but they're not finished. Victor Wembanyama and company have led by double digits in every game of this series. They've proven they can dominate stretches of basketball. The question, Benjamin, is whether they can finish the job when the pressure reaches its peak. So after one of the most unbelievable games we've seen, how do both teams respond? We'll start with San Antonio.
Don't get silly technical fouls. Don't get silly flagrant fouls. Don't turn it over. Keep up the good shots and, focus on what it is that you got to win tonight, because if you don't win tonight, it's just game over. You have no choice. You have to put it all out on the floor tonight if you're a San Antonio Spurs player. And as Ryder clears his throat really quick, we'll get ready for the next question. Yeah, it is a little bit hot outside. We're in the sun. It's blazing.
Yeah. I like your jersey.
I love that.
Oh, sick. With the Japanese.
Insanity,
That is cool. That is cool.
That was good.
That's awesome, man.
I like that.
It's dope. I love
Thank
that.
you. For the Knicks, how do they do it?
The Knicks do it by making sure that Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, Bridges, and Anunoby stay engaged in the game, keep up the good scoring. Josh Hart is going to play strong defense as always, being the energy man. Hopefully Landry Shamet comes off the bench and scores. We got people agreeing already, so
Yeah.
we're going to let's see it.
We're getting 3-3 from Josh Hart. Big shirt.
Josh,
Get this guy.
God's going to have 25 and 13.
Okay.
We need that from him tonight. So
Okay.
That's what's happening tonight.
There we go. Appreciate you,
We need to
man.
bring Wemby out to the three-point line, man.
Yeah.
He's a good perimeter defender.
Yep.
He's a great paint defender. We got to get him out of there, bring him to the three-point line. He don't like that.
Okay. So check us out. Yeah, we'll be presenting it via YouTube tonight. Shouts out to the guy that let us in, Peter, letting us film here. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, man, Knicks in 5. I think we got it tonight.
Knicks in 5.
I think we got it tonight. I think tonight's
All right.
tonight. I do.
All right.
I feel it.
All right.
We haven't played good yet. Not really.
Okay. Haven't played good yet. You heard it here first from a New York Knicks fan that's decked out. Okay. Okay.
No, I just want to step in the shade for a second.
Got one.
But for me, for the Knicks, it's simple, right? They have to forget Wednesday happened.
Right.
And, now that's easier said than done, obviously. But that comeback is going to live forever. I mean, it's all these people are talking about the
Yep.
comeback, the comeback, the comeback. You cannot rely on 29-point comebacks. We got another media member right there. You know what matters is 48 minutes. You got to play 48-minute basketball. The Knicks cannot come in here thinking they're destined. It cannot be. Well, we can all sit here to talk fate, destiny. Put that aside. We can talk about that. Mike Brown, I love you. Don't be preaching that in the locker room. Okay. Keep to what you said, right? You're telling the team that none of that matters tonight. I love that when you said that in the media availability. What impressed me most about Game 4 really wasn't the comeback itself. It was their composure.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't panic. They kept playing possession by possession. And if they do that tonight, they'll be champions. For San Antonio, one word. I got one word. Optimism. Optimism.
Oh, yeah.
And if optimism is your friend tonight, they were down 3-2 against Oklahoma. Won the next two. They've been here before. They know how they can do it now. Now winning 3 in a row is a little tough. Knicks couldn't do it. But you know, so they've won 2 straight. This team has shown resilience before. The difference is that tonight they're carrying emotional baggage.
Yeah.
29 points. Like we said, we saw it in Game 1 against Cleveland. It wiped them out. It will be very interesting to see if the Spurs can get it mentally figured out.
Really? Yeah.
Who's the most important player on the floor tonight? Either team.
Jalen Brunson.
Okay.
Jalen Brunson, he's the guy. He's going to put it into the swing of things, you know, for this New York Knicks team to do what they need to do. And that's why I'm picking Jalen Brunson as the guy. And, of course, for the Spurs, it's not Wemby. It's actually Castle. Wemby does what Wemby does. If Castle doesn't do what Castle can do, this team's in trouble.
I've got Jalen Brunson as well. Here's what I wrote. I've got Brunson has become the face of this franchise. When things get tense, and they will get tense, trust me, he's the guy who settles everybody down. He's done it all postseason. If the Knicks win tonight, he'll be at the center of it all. I'm going with the Aaron Fox for the Spurs.
Okay.
The Aaron Fox has had moments where he's looked unstoppable. The problem hasn't been getting the lead. It's keeping the lead. I need more. I don't want to say a 40-point game, but 29 ain't enough, brother.
Yeah. Oh,
so, it's crazy. The Knicks win Game 5 if blank.
The Knicks win Game 5 is, as long as they can continue the scoring, Jalen Brunson pushing the tempo, keeping those shots up, and then Karl Anthony Towns getting involved as well will be a big help.
Let's we'll keep walking. We're gonna walk and talk. I want to get this. I'm gonna get this outside.
All right.
This is too cool. Just like so for me, right? If the Knicks win Game 5, if they stay mentally disciplined, okay, that's it. No scoreboard watching, no championship watching, no celebration planning. Play the game in front of you. The Spurs are going to come out desperate. We know that. The Knicks have to absorb that punch and come out desperate. The Knicks have to absorb the punch and remain composed. The Spurs win Game 5 if we turn this corner and show more of Carmelo Anthony and company.
And we're just getting started, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this crowd as we spin it over. This is just part of the fan entrance area. I mean, people are really crowding up to try to see what's up.
So I'm scared to talk about the Spurs, but we do. If they win Game 5, if what?
I think the Spurs can only win Game 5 as if they have Wemby firing on all cylinders along with Castle. Without both of them and other production, Dylan Harper scoring as he can, it's going to be extremely hard for this team to beat the New York Knicks.
On this one. It's so hard to tell. Are they Carmelo Anthony jerseys or are they Zion Anthony jerseys?
We've seen a lot of good merch here.
For me, I'm not gonna try to walk down there. It's too crazy.
Yeah, you'll get stuck. But we'll talk to people as they come out.
Let's go this way. We got more people trying to get in. For me, the Spurs win Game 5 if they clean up their act.
Yep. Clean the act.
Clock management. There's no reason with 29 points and a quarter and a half to play, you're playing 7 seconds and shoot. There's no reason for that.
Yeah.
Clock management, right?
Oh,
Late
yeah.
turnovers, poor clock management. Those mistakes cost them game 4. The talent is there. The execution has to be there too. They clean up the self-inflicted mistakes. This series could go back to Madison Square Garden. I'm gonna go this way. I like your t-shirt.
Great one. We got a Bogdan Bogdanovic jersey. Oh yeah? The dude did not get enough time on the Clippers off the bench for whatever reason, so we'll see what happens to him because he can be lights out when he wants to be. Boom. Great jersey.
Brunson jersey, I like it.
Yep, got the Brunson with the camo. Oh yeah.
This is nuts. I mean, I've seen other. As for a bar that is not in the center, to the bar that's not in the city of where.
Oh gee, yeah. Guy's got a piece of tape. That's cool.
Yeah. For a bar that's not in this market, like we're not in New York, we're not in, this is, I've never seen anything like this. This is what I meant.
Oh, got some sick merch. Spider-Man. Hell yeah.
You know, like the New York Spider-Man is going crazy like during this finals, right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Not to represent. I'm a Laker fan, but I'm putting for the Knicks.
Me too.
We're rooting for the Knicks. Knicks and Bucks.
I think so, yeah.
How do they
Okay.
get it done?
I'm
Oh,
honestly,
you got the Detroit too.
I feel like the Spurs will be up 100 and the Knicks will still come back.
I'll buy
I feel like I just I have zero faith in the Spurs.
That's sick though.
We should. None. I thought they were going to go like 7 games. They're finishing it today. Over tonight.
Over tonight. Okay, you heard it here first.
It's done.
All right.
They could be up 100, went to
I'll
the
buy
fourth,
100.
and they're going to lose that game still.
Okay. Okay.
You know? It's over tonight, so right.
Okay.
Knicks by 2.
Knicks by 2.
That's why we're here. We want to feel that New York energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, they tell me that California knows how to party, but I think we're in a New York state of mind tonight.
Tonight, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Feel free to check us out, bro. We're live on YouTube right now. Yeah. Appreciate you.
What's up, chat?
Yeah. Shouts out all the LA locals that are giving love to the Knicks. We love that.
Hey, I got a bet on the game, bro.
Bet on the game.
I did already.
All right. What's the bet?
I got the Knicks plus 5.
Knicks by 5?
Under 217 overall score. We should
All right. You heard it here first. All right.
Spurs are 5.5 point favorite.
I know, so I took the Knicks with the points and under 217 overall.
Okay.
We're going to do 105, 103 Knicks.
Boom. Shouts out to that man.
This is crazy. There's still people trying to get in. I don't know. I've never seen it like it. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Did you hear? I gotta tell this story real quick because this is crazy. What I'm about to say is crazy. I don't know who's performing tonight at halftime,
Okay.
but Charles is wilding.
Yeah.
Okay, Charles Barkley is wild. You hear what he said about Cardi B?
No, tell me.
Okay, so they got Cardi B, right? She's singing, and they zoomed in on her, she's singing, and Ernie says, we're competing with Cardi B,
Yeah.
And to which I think Kenny said, oh, we've lost, we've lost. And then Charles is wilding. He says, those don't look like bees to me, more like Cardi D's.
Yeah. Well, hey.
Wilding.
Supermodels be supermodels. Yeah.
So, I don't know who's performing tonight. Shout out, Charles, we love you. But you are wildin'. You're crazy. These people are wildin'.
Wildin' out.
I don't know. I heard a rumor. I haven't met anybody that can confirm this. But like I said, I've met...
Whatever these umbrellas.
I was seeing on social that people were camping out last night. They spent the night here.
It's nuts.
Spent the night here. The bar opened at 10 a.m. for breakfast.
Wow.
For World Cup stuff and other things. tip-off, of course, is about 9 minutes away. I guess, can we just, this is crazy. He's got an Odell Beckham Jr. I feel like everybody just, if they didn't have a Knicks gear, they just wanted something from New York. They just put something on.
Yeah,
he's
get
got
some
a
orange.
Mets hat on.
Yep.
The guy behind me's got an Odell Beckham Jr. shirt on. I had this made.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yep.
Because I didn't have anything. This is absolutely insane. Keys to the game for you.
Keys to the game for me, Ryder. You know, the Knicks got to do what they did in the last game, but even better. They got to make sure that third and fourth quarter mentality is translated into the first and second quarter, Ryder, because, like I said, we cannot have foul trouble. We cannot have silly flagrants. Got to play better than that. Got to play smarter.
For me, I have nothing on the Spurs because they're irrelevant.
Yeah. Here they're irrelevant, that's for sure.
Yeah.
We're actually in the heart of New York City right now, if you haven't been able to tell.
I feel like I'm in Midtown. This is like 37th Street right now.
New York, New York.
Okay, for me, number one, treat this like Game 7.
Yeah.
Don't nobody want to go back to New York.
Yeah.
Don't nobody want to end it here, right? I don't want to hear about Game 6. I don't want to hear about flights back to New York. I don't want to hear about a parade route in the Canyon of Heroes. None of that matters tonight. For the Knicks, this is Game 7.
Yeah.
Okay? Empty the tank. Play every possession like it's the last one. If they do that, there's no tomorrow. Number two, ignore the whistles.
Oh, yeah.
Ignore those whistles. Listen, you're on the road. You're in San Antonio. They're not going to give you calls. Scott Foster, the enforcer, the extender, as some people say on social media.
Oh, yeah.
He is not going to give you those fouls. Wimby is going to be pushing, shoving, nutmegging, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So, Ryder, what do? Well, don't let one whistle turn into 3 bad possessions. Towns cannot have 2 early fouls. Play aggressive, but play smart and ignore those whistles. Let the refs do what they want to do. They're going to do it anyway. Nothing you can do to stop them. The Knicks have been tougher than everybody for 2 months. Stay tough tonight. Lastly, trust the captain. When the game gets tight in these finals, and it always is going to get tight, I love Josh Hurt to death, but I don't want to listen to him. I love OG Anunoby to death, but I don't want to listen to him. Jalen Brunson, I need you to get into that huddle. Give me some kind of Shaolin pep talk.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang Clan vibe, something.
Oh, yeah.
New York state of mind.
Yep.
He's been the calmest guy in the building all postseason. Don't let it don't overcomplicate it. Play your basketball. Play that pick and roll. The pick and roll ain't working. Play the 2-3 zone. You know how to do it. I've seen it. They've seen it. Do it. Who wins tonight and why?
Going to be the New York Knicks if they show out, and don't focus on those calls from the last play. Move past that foul from the last play. Move past that call that you didn't like, and understand that you got to keep up the momentum throughout the game to win it all. That's all they got to do. Stay focused.
Folks, it's time now for tonight's pick and play. The line is Spurs by 5.5.
Well, ain't that wrong, as we heard from the locals here. The Spurs are going to lose by 5, according to our local man. So, you know what? I think it's really possible that that's what we see tonight, unless the Spurs just roll over at the end, which I really don't think that's going to happen. But if they have the same scoring problems as the previous game, that's how it might feel. You can't just not be able to score in the fourth if you're the San Antonio Spurs. And if that happens, we might see a 10-point win for the New York Knicks.
So, like I said, the Spurs by 5.5. That's cute. That's adorable. The Knicks are the better team right now. They've won 13 of 14. They've survived punch after punch after punch, and San Antonio has been the king of the punches. No doubt about it. They just came back from 29 down in the biggest comeback in finals history. I like the Knicks by 1 million.
Okay.
Not 6, not 8, not 10. 1 million. The Spurs will fight. The building will be loud. Wembanyama will have moments. He'll have sparks. But tonight feels like the night New York finally finishes the job. I've got the Knicks 112 to 104. If you're a Knicks fan, don't book the flight home. Book a ticket to the parade. Mike Breen, Richard Jefferson, Tim Legler, Lisa Solters have the call on ABC. We'll see you at halftime.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.